Morning. So today we have been talking about babies fighting sleep and why the heck they do it and what you can do about it. And this is one of the most common struggles I think that parents face, and it can feel like they're resisting rest when they actually need it the most, and which is so frustrating when we're knackered as well. But I'm going to give you my top, I think, 7 reasons why babies fight sleep, plus some tips to help. So the first one is overtiredness. When babies stay awake too long, their bodies release cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and that makes it harder for them to settle. So the best thing to do is watch for those early sleep cues, like zoning out if the little eyebrows go red, yawning, obviously, although that's quite a late sign, pulling their ears, or just tripping over things, that kind of thing, being a bit more clumsy than normal. So try popping them down before they get overtired, or having a look at what those very early cues are. On the flip side of it, it can be undertiredness. If your baby isn't quite ready for sleep, obviously they're going to resist. So it might be worth adjusting your wake windows. We kind of can sometimes get stuck with wake windows because they're quite prescriptive, but it's always good to watch your child. Your child is unique. The wake windows that are prescribed are not necessarily going to work for them and going to work for them all the time. So watch what those cues are. Hunger. If they're hungry, they're not going to settle easily. So they might settle, but then they're going to wake shortly after falling asleep if they haven't had enough to eat. So, offer a feed 20 to 30 minutes before the bedtime or nap time so that they're comfortable, not too full. This is why I love a dream feed. Um, Separation anxiety. This is massive. Many babies go through this phase when they don't want to be away from you, and that makes bedtime and nap time a struggle. Um, Anything you can do to increase connection, increase um, their feeling of security is going to massively help. Um, Sleep associations. If your baby's used to falling asleep in a certain way and you're trying to move away from it, then that can cause reluctance. So there's nothing wrong with these kind of bad sleep associations. I don't believe in bad sleep associations. We do what we need to do, and there's nothing wrong with feeding to sleep. There's nothing wrong with rocking to sleep. It all works. It's fab. The problem comes when we as parents want to move away from that, and that's fine. We get to the point where we don't want to rock our babies or we don't want to feed them to sleep, but trying to remove that sleep association in a way that is gentle and respectful is going to give you the best results in the long term. So slowly shifting those maybe more unsustainable habits, and habit stacking. So when I talk about habit stacking, I'm talking about adding on things. We're not taking anything away. We're going to add on other things to help them get to sleep. So it could be patting, could be shushing, could be white noise, it could be a lullaby playing, it could be lots of different things. But figuring out what your little one reacts to well. Um, Number 6, it could be developmental leaps. Babies go through phases where their brains are so busy learning those new skills, like rolling or crawling or talking, that sleep just takes a back seat. It's not important anymore. So if you're going through those kind of phases, be patient. Keep bedtime consistent and allow extra time for winding down. Allow time for them to practice those skills during the day. So hopefully they kind of master them quicker and sleep stops being disrupted. And then lastly, obviously discomfort. If they're teething or they're pawing or even just being too hot or too cold, that can make it difficult for them to nod off. So keep their sleep environment cool, dark and quiet. Use a teething remedy if you need. Some Calpol's always a good idea. But yeah, they are my reasons why lots of kids struggle with nodding off, and some tips to go along.